ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Afrobizgermany. My name is Samson Onojai Tudo, and I am very excited. Really excited. I'm always happy when I have Sonny with me, because Sonny brings the sunshine with him. And you know, that broad aspect of things that have happened all this while that we have not really sat down to have a discussion. Yeah. And there's a lot going on. I want to talk about it. And you also want to be a part of it. So sit tight and enjoy this ride with us. So ladies and gentlemen, I have Sonny Sheens here with me. Sonny Sheens.
Shines, yeah.
Shines. Yeah.
It's all right.
As it's been called. Mm-hmm. Sonny used to be a rapper, so he's in the entertainment world. We used to be in the entertainment world in America. He's still into it, still does the music.
I'm into the culture.
He's still into the culture, so he's really informed. And there's a lot going on right now with P Diddy. There's a lot going on with him. So we're going to dive into looking into what is happening with P Diddy right now. There's, we have Suge Knight also make some comment from his through his podcast, through the collect call from the prison. He left some comment, and also 50 has been on about it. What's up with 50, man? We want to talk about it. So, Sonny.
All right, well,
let's ride. Let's go. Let's go.
Ride. All right, man.
First of all, say cheers to this, first of all.
Cheers.
And cheers to you out there, man.
Hey, let me just say this much, right? Let me just start off a little with this, right? Coming from my era, especially like the 90s, you know, this whole thing of, we know him as Puffy, right? All of my OGs, you know, that I still am in contact with, that actually was at some point in time, you know, in the industry, was like he was too quick to do what needed to be done on an industry standard. In other words, they wasn't really operating, or like they were operating in a different light. They wasn't really like rocking with the way Puffy was doing his business. But you know, when you think about it, sometimes these people like Puffy, they don't just rise in this industry unless they do things that this industry loves and be like, oh yeah, he's down to do this, he's down to do that. So yeah, he's going to be the next one. Of course, there's been a whole bunch of other speculation. What's his name? Gene, man. I can't remember his name. He was a bodyguard that was with Puffy. And he was with Biggie when he was assassinated, because Biggie was assassinated. He's been speaking for years out against Puffy. So I'm not going to necessarily say that Puffy is innocent, but I also want to go into the whole thing of how Puffy is being treated right now. And if we should, as black people, be so celebratory about what's going on.
Talk about this.
When they come for somebody who's black, especially somebody who they kind of molded and created, Puffy is like a tool. So when they come to break him, they're not breaking him because he's Diddy or he's Puff Daddy. In my opinion is based on my studies and what I've experienced, they come to break black men that are puppets in this game because they are black, and it will eventually come to fall on us. So I don't think we should be so quick to celebrate.
But do you think there's anything Puffy is doing exceptionally, maybe in the business world? You know, he had this issue with the spirit producing company that produced this brandy for him. So he had an issue with them. And do you think that's the spin over to this, or what has Puffy done that has alienated those people at the top there that he has been working with?
I'm going to say two things that I've been watching with Puffy lately that really kind of rings bells. He did something at one point when he was with what's the name of the channel? The Revolution. Okay,
it's TV network. It's network. What's his name?
He did something.
Revolt.
Now, he, of course, there was other people that were also partners in that. He did something on reparations for Black Americans where he opened up a big stage last year.
Okay.
Where you had a lot of people come on and they were basically making their claims for reparations, which, I mean, come on. If Black Americans get reparations, globally, Black people are going to start being like, well, hey.
The doors are going to go open.
In the Caribbean, in Africa, I mean, come on, Australia, we are all over, actually. If you really, and of course we have our own lineage in different things like that, but the key thing is we everywhere. He was a part of opening that up. That was one thing. And then the next thing, like with what you were just talking about, he happens to have this case that he won where he declared racism was going on with this company.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking up the brand.
I have the brand. Yeah. It's the parent company that he was dealing with. Because it says, it was like Diddy settles racism lawsuit against Diego over tequila partnership.
What's the name of the company again?
That's the only part I don't have right now. Diego.
I'll look
it. I was just making sure I said the name, but I wanted to make sure.
Just keep talking. I'm just going to look at it.
Yeah. So now, and listen, I'm reading from the Billboard article where the key part of it is that he was claiming that he was typecasted, meaning that he was, he had to fit in with the image of what they wanted. And he basically said that De Leon tequila brand.
Okay, De Leon.
Yeah. That they put him in there and that they treated him poorly because he was Black. So, I mean, this article is from January 16th. So there's certain things that you also need to see what's going on behind in the background, because Diddy might have been playing around and doing things with people and all of that, but they all doing it. That's that industry. That's what they look to do. People get into that industry because that's what they want to do. Look at how they got all of the female rappers right now. They're pushing them to the front. And all of the female rappers.
And most strippers also.
Yeah, they're all strippers. Cardi B was bragging about how she was drugging people and robbing them. So this industry wants to promote that. And more importantly, they want the Black face to be that, when hip hop didn't start that way, And not to go too far off, but let's just say with these two things alone that we brought up, we should pay attention to why they're coming after him now and not then. Like, for instance, when Biggie was assassinated.
Or during the shooting era also, when he had that problem at the club when somebody got shot.
Yeah. I can even go back one more. One of the things that a lot of people don't know about, and that's why I'm saying a lot of people I know was always like, stay away from him. There was something at City College, right? He did a show at City College. This was like 1990 or something.
Early stage. When people got.
This is before anyone knew before people knew what was coming with Bad Boy and all of that. And there was a party there, and I don't remember all of the details, but there was an altercation, and everybody started to run, and they were all running at the doors. People got trampled because people were trying to get out of the doors. So people were injured, people were killed and things. And I'm not saying that he did it himself. It wasn't like he was like trample people or things, but certain things have been following him for a while, and people like I said, me coming from Brooklyn and being involved on the underground side of this, people was always like, watch out for Bad Boy, watch out for Diddy. And
it's really crazy. And I want to go go to this era. The search of Diddy's house, both of his houses, is so sudden.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting down trying to link 2 and 2 together. The Russian Icons was just released.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to be a big thing out there that is taking up the airwaves. It's taking up, and these people try to control what is out there in the airwaves, and this is on 2 fronts. The white Jews in correct Israel now, and the conservative movement to have Jesus as a black face. Understand me? It's going to tell a different story about the Jews of being black, and how does it affect what is happening in Palestine right now. And suddenly, this news is out, it's filling it's taking over the airwaves, and then suddenly, there's the search of Diddy's house, which is going to be a counter. Are they linked? Are you thinking from that perspective also?
Well, I mean, I think that's a very important thing to kind of tie in, because whenever you...
Are we too being conspiratory in this aspect?
I can honestly say at this point in time, and now I'm not saying it to the point where we just be ridiculous and just jump on anything, but the whole world that we live in, people are conspiring on the quote unquote top all of the time, especially because people are waking up. So there are a lot of things that they need to hold and, to keep in a certain structure. Like, for instance, we're actually filming this on Easter, so there's certain things that's going on, I mean, my whole thing is this. The key part that I want to say, because I don't have evidence to say that is either yay or nay, but I will tell you this much: I do have evidence that whenever something big is going on, they want to put a black face, especially like a black man, right? They want to put him on TV getting lynched.
There's a black Jesus and there's a black devil here.
Yeah. Because there is a certain part of this, and a lot of people say, yo, it's Diddy's karma. All right, it can be. But he's also, in a way, he's being lynched publicly, right? His character is being assassinated publicly, right? And so it's very important to pay attention to these things. Why? Because they always do this whenever they want to cover something up. So even if he does deserve it, I'm not saying that he deserves it or not. Let's first of all stick to the facts, right? Because we want to make it where somebody, they, like if they're arrested, if they're tried, if they go to jail, that it's because of justice and because of facts, not because of allegations, because we as black people are always going to be the ones that are affected by it.
But the funny thing is, he has not been charged with nothing yet.
That's why I was saying
you see some blogs online, you see some stuff online that he fled. He did not run anywhere. He's still there, and and the FBI have not come out with nothing to say, because before they came there, there must be a lot of surveillance already. So there should be an immediate, okay, I got you. But there's nothing to show that at the moment.
Now let's also pay attention to this. What judge gave them the go-ahead to do that? Because they have to at least have some type of judicial law involved that says, all right, look,
the permits to go search his place.
All right, we're going to raid him. His children, like how you said earlier, his children, being put in handcuffs and things like that. Whereas with Trump,
have they resisted?
Yeah. And now,
so with Trump also, he has all this allegation. Has he been put in handcuffs? Has he been arrested?
He hasn't been put in handcuffs. His children hasn't been put in handcuffs.
And they have concrete evidence again.
Yeah. I'll give you even better. Like Harvey Weinstein, people like this, when they first was doing these claims, was he dragged out? Even though, eventually he went, even with Epstein, eventually they went to jail, but was it done where it was paraded in the media? Yeah. Like, oh, we caught him and we're going to drag him and we're going to lynch him right now before he has his just due day in court? Did that happen? Because that's basically what just happened to Puffy. That's what happened to Bill Cosby. That's what happened to R. Kelly.
Being lynched in the media without showing any concrete proof.
Yeah.
But I want us to link this right now to Such Night. I saw a video of him what he does with his collect call from the prison, his podcast that he does, and he was not malicious against Puff Daddy. He was actually, I have something written from what he said. He was saying, Such was actually saying, P Diddy, your life is in danger because you know the secrets. So Suge Knight was really actually warning Puff Daddy from the prisons, and he just gave a few advice here and there, and he was not really malicious. But then I have an issue with 50. I'm not saying I have an issue, but I'm trying to understand why he's taking this so personal.
I have an issue with him.
Why is 50? He's a rapper. This is somebody from his own community. We know the competition within the rap game, but this is a different tale. This is a different ball game right now. This guy has a problem. Okay, let's accept he has a problem, but he is down right now. Do you need to stomp your foot on his neck? Because at the moment right now, the way 50 is going on about this is like he really is acting the devil's advocate at the moment right now. It's like he is pushing it really hard to stop. He's stomping right on this. So does he think they might not come for him in the future? And if they come for him, should other rappers be acting the way he's acting? So I want to see your take on this also.
Well, I'm going to say my take on this, and
let's start from Suge,
I want to say this. I'm going to get into it, and I'm not going to be too long.
Just keep on.
But this is a very important part.
Go on.
Black celebrities, right, separate themselves. Like the modern day black celebrity separates themselves from the issues of black people. And they live in this bubble that is eventually going to get popped. Because the reason why they're being separated and why they're being put all over the place is because they're like they're being used to generate money for people that are not black. Now, going to this whole thing with Suge, I don't know. Suge Knight at one point said Tupac was alive. I don't know. So,
but at this point in time, I love the approach he took. Understand me?
I honestly, and trust me, I was going to cover that too. I think that the whole thing, when you look at Suge Knight, he's in a situation where his word is still very valid because it's
a powerhouse anyway. Still.
And he was in that game, and he said, look, I'm going to do it my way. He said, I know y'all going to come for me, but I'm going to at least live it my way, So my whole thing is, I think that we should really pay attention to what he said, because it is still very valid when you look at evidence. If we look at situations with evidence, Diddy was around a lot of people.
Yeah, where are those?
Barack Obama. All right, I'm not only just saying it to.
Let's not even talk about just the black people. What about what's his name? Clive Davis and all the rest.
Clive Davis.
Those are the big names.
But the reason why I said Barack Obama is not to just go after Barack, but I'm talking about presidential. So we're starting to. P Diddy was, remember, he was a part of that vote or die movement. So he was in the whole the political party. He was very involved in that. Like with what you were saying in the music, Clive Davis, people like this. I mean, should we start going into their closet to see what falls out of there?
Yeah.
Because Whitney Houston, she got them drugs from somewhere.
And then Suge is saying Puff knows too much. What does he know too much?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. They know too much because when you become a tool, right, for the system, eventually they have to break you because you know too much. It's like this. Say that you work for a company, right? And I'll even give you a better example that I can explain. Say you have, in like, for instance, basketball, and you have a player that was like one of the key players of a team, and now the the GM, the people in the background, they're like, yo, we got to trade them because we can't keep paying them what they're asking for. Then when they trade them to another team, they'll always come back to their home, like with like the team that they was on, and tear them apart because they can dismantle them. They know all of the pick and rolls. They know all of the secrets. It's the same thing in the industry. Like, you can't have this person running around for too long without taking them down because they know all your secrets. That's how they operate.
But I was hearing some, I saw some, it's all everywhere online, and there's some people say that the FBI, they broke him there, they went in for the search now because they wanted to retrieve some evidence.
Yeah.
that he has against some top shots. Could that be true? Or anyway, everything that's going on right now is just conspiratory. Nobody has any evidence. So what's annoying is we've been hearing Puffy has been doing this stuff. Yes, he could be doing this, but where are the evidence? There's no. We've just
evidence is a
it's
key
just
part.
Your words are against mine. That's why I like what this guy. What's his name?
Boosie.
Boosie.
Lil Boosie. Yeah,
Lil Boosie. Luke from the Two Life Crew.
Yeah, Luther Campbell. Luther.
And then Tyrese and some few of them, some few black people are saying, why are we helping to crucify us?
All right, so let me say one part and then let's go back to what you said, because I want to kind of talk about that too. The key part you said is, why are you helping to crucify us? I'm not saying Diddy is a Jesus or no goofiness, but is it a part of what you were saying with these things that are being exposed? Because by them exposing, where you were saying Russia and Putin and him exposing these images, and it also shaking up certain foundational structures of how people think. You know, come on, let's all be real. Whenever you talk about Jesus, if Jesus was black, quote unquote, then why do you have to say black Jesus to talk about black Jesus? When you just say Jesus, everyone is cool with it globally, and especially in the, like with what we were saying earlier, in the United States, when you say the name Jesus, everyone is comfortable with these images that everyone kind of knows in modern day that it's Cesare Borgia, you know, it was a painting. What, was it Michelangelo?
Michelangelo, yeah. I didn't get Michelangelo, I think so.
And then you start to see that, well, at one point in time, these images were more comfortable with, let me say it right. People were more comfortable at one point in time with having an image of a black Jesus. Why is that? Why did it get whitewashed? And why right now that as these things are
why
exposed?
Why has it been kept in that vault for that long? When is the Vatican going to open their vault?
Oh man, see, he's saying the Vatican now.
Yeah. When are they going to open their vault? What is that?
And now think about this, because one of the key things is when we talk about that vault that the Vatican has, so to the victor goes the spoils. That's the saying, right? Whoever conquers one area, then they get the spoils of that area. They can take the treasures and things like that. But the one thing about it is, how do you know the value of gold if you don't have gold? That means that you have to study the people. So that also goes for the scriptures. The scriptures and things like that did not come from Europe. They came from Africa. So when they came into Africa, they were searching out things that they found out, oh, this is valuable. And when they were able to catch us when we were asleep, or like how M. Fundishi likes to say, he says, oh, you know, Africa was just, you know, like we was on the toilet. Yeah, we was on the toilet and then they caught us coming, you know. And that was a brother I sent you where he was talking about with the lions and stuff. And so the point that I'm basically trying to say is, yeah, there is a lot more that we need to actually like really question and look into, because this part right here, even though it may sound like conspiracy and this and that, this is really what runs the world. In the military, you're supposed to know history. Why? Because you know what you're fighting for. So if you're just sitting back and you're watching media and you're living life through media, you are completely lost to what's going on. The people that are connected to the history, they know what happened, why these people got in power, what happened to your people, and why we are here right now. You know?
Well, with that, I would just say we have come to the end of this. I hope you get to we get to give you something to think about, to digest, and then you know, give us a view. Leave a comment there and let's see what's your perspective. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share this video.
Yeah, share.
Let's have more discussion about this, and then let's keep the discussion going. Maybe if you want to suggest an idea or a topic for us to discuss, we will do that. Please keep,
and we will, you know us.
Yeah. So keep watching Afrobizgermany, and you know we always bring it home. Bless.